Oh my... Hi. Today is the... What is it? The 19th or something? 18th? I don't know what the date is. I'll check my phone.
Home screen. 5:18 p.m. Tuesday, April 19th.
April 19th. Yeah, it was right. It's the 19th. Anyway, this is the first episode in the Quitters series. I am doing another episode after this one. Today's episode is going to be talking about... It's just going to be an introduction on what Quitters is and what you can expect from this series. Now, this series is not going to be posted as often as the regular Autism and Me vlogs because this only happens when there's a turnover in staff at my home or if I can get into a day program. Or if I can win the fight with the day program. At home or at the day program. So this is only for if there's a turnover in staff is when I would have this, is when I would do this sub-series. So today is episode 1. This is just an intro. And this all started after we just had a staff quitting, or that left Sunday. Something like Sunday. So, and more about that in episode 2, but this is episode 1. Now, there has been, and I also had the idea to do a special on this, but I thought I would just make it as a series instead of shows instead. It was because one of my subscribers, her daughter had a staff turnover, 4 staff turnover at her program in the last month. So that's what gave me the idea to do something like this. And just so you know, I'm not going to say your name, but just so you know, I am, the only reason I'm mentioning this is because of, what gave me the idea. I'm just mentioning what gave me the idea to do this series. Anyway, so what happened is, this is our first series of people. Okay, so at school, I had a wonderful elementary teacher when I was little, in elementary class. I had her up until 5th grade, and then she moved to a different classroom because she was the one that specifically made them have a room for kids with autism, younger kids with autism, and kids with autism basically. And what happened was, she taught the first year in that room, and then she ended up having to leave in the middle of 2006 because of a medical condition. And they discriminated against her because of her medical condition. And I'm not going to say what it is, because that is private information, and I do not want to give private information. So, anyway, that happened, and then we got a new... And then I had already had the new elementary teacher at that point when this happened. The only reason I knew that this happened was because my mom was fighting with some strange people on the phone, and she was talking about it to somebody. And then this more affected my sister than me, but yeah, then they got the new teacher, who now is the math teacher at the school. She came back several years later as the math teacher. Well, no, the autism teacher came back as the math teacher. She was the person that was the new autism teacher was there up until 2009, the end of the 2008-2009 school year. So it was about 2 years. Then we got another. They got another autism teacher. That was after my sister moved to a new class. Thank goodness. And then they kept getting new autism teachers every year. Same thing with elementary teachers. This elementary teacher left in 2007. The one I had after the first one. The one I had after the first one left in 2007. She came back because she had a foreign exchange student. She came back for field days and stuff with her other classes. So, yeah. So that was basically how it went. Like, the jobs for Jinx for autism men. Well, I'd say Jinx because the teachers lasted 1 to 2 years. If you ever read Harry Potter, you would know what that is. But anyway, going on to turnovers in aides. We had a lot of turnover in teachers' aides. Well, not really a whole lot that affected me, but it was a lot when it came to teachers' aides. Especially some of the newer ones would stay for a while and then they'd leave. Well, that only happened once, but still, it was still hard. And we had an elementary teacher that left in the middle of the school year. Another one. Yeah, I know, right? So, we had that. And then, let's see, in the work, when I moved to doing work, 2010, we went through school directors like crazy for a couple of years. And then 2010, we got a new science teacher because the old science teacher became the director of the school. So then we had turnover in work people, or job coaches, I should say, once, and then it was mostly in teachers' aides. In the last few years, in 2008, we had people leave. So then, because of some issues going on at the school with staffing and stuff, it was staff stuff. So then, yeah, we had that. We had a lot of teachers retire over the years, and then we lost our faithful music teacher from faithful since 2003. She left for Florida this last year. We had a bunch of dorm staff turn over and leave. Basically, there was a lot of turnovers in staff. Bus drivers, it was kind of, you didn't know that there was going to be a turnover in bus drivers. Bus drivers is not why I'm here, though. And then now here in the group home, since I moved in, we had turnover in 2 rec therapists after our first one retired. So, and then we had a girl named Morgan turnover and leave. More about this in part 2.